Are you ready to have your website get found by the right people? Are you looking to rank at the top of Google so you get more traffic to your website? Are you ready to learn how to use SEO and content marketing to grow your organic traffic? If so, you are in the right place, my friend. Welcome to the Simple SEO Content Podcast. Hi there. Welcome to the Simple SEO Podcast. I'm your host, Rachel Lindhagen. I'm so glad that you are here with me, and I cannot believe that it is July 30th. We are at the end of July, and my kiddo starts back to school on Monday. So we start early, but I'm going to say yay, survive the summer. He is a rising fourth grader and will be starting school on Monday, which will be exciting and sad both, because I've loved having him around more this summer, but it's also been a little challenging. Any of you who are working parents understand that. I'm sure he did 50-50 at home with me and 50-50 at camp. So the weeks he was home with me were a little more challenging to get work done. Very thankful that I batched content to be able to get to this point and get through the summer and make sure that everything was good and I never missed you for a week. That's always my goal, is to make sure I'm here with you every Tuesday, so you know that there's a new Simple SEO podcast episode. So let's jump right in. I promised you that today we would talk about 3 SEO mistakes that are keeping you from getting found on Google. Because I know getting found on Google is the most important thing for most of us as small business owners. We really want to grow our businesses. We want to increase our website traffic, and we don't necessarily want to spend a fortune on ads because we are still often small and we want to keep more of that money for our business, more of that money for ourselves as profit. And ads can be great for scaling, but they're not what we really want to do in the very beginning. So how in the world do we get found on Google on a regular basis so we can grow our website traffic, we can start making more money, and then we can get ourselves ready to scale with ads when we get to that point? So the number one mistake that I see people do is they wait to do their SEO. They build this beautiful website, or they have a developer create this great website for them, and it's aesthetically pleasing. It's got great information on it, but they say, I've got other priorities right now. I want to do SEO, but not yet. What I want you to understand is that the longer you put off doing SEO, the longer you put off getting website traffic. When you say, I'm going to wait to do SEO because I've got other priorities, I need to work on my freebie, I need to update this page, I need to write these blog posts, my friend, what you're basically saying is, I'm just going to wait to get traffic to my website, and I'm going to keep creating content that just goes into the abyss, because without SEO, your website might as well not exist, because Google doesn't really understand what it's about. They don't know who to show it to. They don't know what you're doing. So waiting or not doing SEO is the number one mistake that I see that keeps you from getting found on Google. You might luck out. You might show up for your business name, but that's probably about it without proper SEO. I just want more people to understand how critical SEO is to your online business, your course creation journey, your coaching journey. Getting found on Google is going to help you grow, and the way you get found on Google is by doing search engine optimization. Google's not just going to show you to people until you do your part of the process, okay? That's the very first thing. The next thing I see is those who are trying to do SEO, they are working on it, they're choosing keywords that are too competitive. In most cases, this is the mistake that I see people making, is that they're choosing keywords that their website as a small business can't rank for. And it's so frustrating, because it's a big part of why you've tried it and it didn't work. And now you're frustrated and you don't know what to do and how to turn things around. And so often it's just that you've chosen the wrong keyword. You've chosen one that's too competitive, one that you're not going to rank for. Now, To help with this, I do teach the very first module of Simple SEO content is all about keyword research, and it shows you how to brainstorm for keywords, how to look for ideas, and then most importantly, how to verify if you're on the right track. Have you chosen a keyword that your website has a really great chance of ranking for? Because I want you to do that before you create content, because it's going to save you time, because there's no point in creating content that's really not got a chance for you to rank and to drive traffic. Creating content is fantastic, but creating content that no one is ever going to see is not going to grow your business. We want to make sure that we're being very strategic about what we're doing. So how do you know if you're choosing a keyword that is a good one for you, or maybe it's a little bit too competitive? What you want to look at is who shows up in the search results for that keyword when you search it. And what's really important here is you need to search using an incognito browser window, not your traditional Google Chrome browser, because Google has what they call personalized search results. So your results are going to be impacted by the websites that you've visited in the past. You've probably been to your website, which means your website is going to show up higher for you than it will for someone who's not familiar with you, who has not been there before. So open an incognito browser window and go in and search the keyword that you're considering using to do your SEO. That keyword needs to have results that are pretty similar to your business. They need to be small businesses, maybe local to you, people that you know. If you get in there and everybody that shows up is like this really big business, we're talking Amazon, Nordstrom, Zappos, Realtor.com, all of these, like anybody like that. Like if they had stores, they'd be at the mall. You're not looking at a keyword that you're going to have a really good chance of ranking for as a small business owner. You really want to look for something that's less competitive. We generally refer to these as long tail keywords, something that's maybe a key phrase. You may have heard that before. It's something with maybe 3 to 5 keywords that are all together in a string. You're going to see less search volume, but that's okay, because generally speaking, that lower search volume can still drive a lot of traffic to your website because you're creating weekly content. It doesn't matter if it's got 100 visits a month versus 5,000 visits a month. Something with 5,000 searches a month, if you're ranking in position 1, unless it's a really niche term, and I have seen a few very niche terms that have higher search volume, you're probably not going to get someone who's really aware of what they're looking for. They're not as far down the sales funnel. So we actually tend to see better performance with lower volume keywords because they're further down the sales funnel. People have a better idea of what they're looking for. It's a more specific query, and there's generally a little bit less competition. So don't be worried about picking the one with the biggest search volume. What you really want to look at is, can my website rank for this? If you're not sure how to do this, you want to learn how to do it, make sure you just join me in Simple SEO content. Like I said, module 1, pop right in there. That's the very first thing we do, is look at your keyword research process. And I teach you how to brainstorm using ChatGPT, and I teach you how to use different paid and free SEO keyword research tools so that you can really get a good understanding and jump in there and start choosing the right keywords, because that is one of the biggest mistakes that I see. The last one I want to talk about today is writing content without doing keyword research at all. So just creating the content that you want to create. Sometimes it'll work, sometimes it'll pay off, sometimes it will not, and it ends up being a really big waste of your time and effort. So I grew up in Iowa in the 80s, so Field of Dreams was huge, right? If you build it, they will come. Everybody loved that. We all know it. I've been to the Field of Dreams farm in Dyersville. Like, if you build it, they will come. Great, it worked in that movie, but it doesn't necessarily work from a blog traffic standpoint. So if you want website traffic, you want traffic to your blog, you have to make sure there's an audience for the content that you're creating, and then that your website has a chance of ranking for it. So when we just create content willy-nilly, we determine what we want to write about, we don't look at keyword research. Sometimes we choose topics that maybe there's no search volume. maybe nobody's interested in it. So we might end up ranking really well, but we're ranking for something that has no search, which means we're not going to get any traffic. We're not going to make any money because nobody's interested in it. Or we're on the opposite end, we're creating content that's fantastic, but it's never going to be seen. Nobody's going to find it in Google because it's such a competitive subject that we're not going to be seen as an expert on that subject, and we're not going to get the traffic for it because we're not going to rank high in Google search results. Remember, we've got to be on page 1. Ideally positions 1 through 10, even better positions 1, 2, or 3. We have to be on page 1 in order to really get traffic from Google, free traffic. You may get traffic to it from other sources, especially if you link it in your email, things like that. But if you want organic traffic from Google, you've got to be at the top of page 1. And the only way to be at the top of page 1 is to do proper SEO using keywords that you have a really good chance of ranking for at the top of page 1. If you want to learn how to do all of this, join me in Simple SEO Content. Your best way to get started right now is to take the free class at etchedmarketing.com. Just click that yellow button, take the free class. That'll get you an invitation into it. I also will be teaching a free live class in just a couple of weeks in August. Like I said, the little guy goes back to school on Monday. So I'm hopping back into regular life. Everything is going like that. I know not everybody has their kids going back to school quite as early. Our summer break is early here, probably because it feels like the surface of the sun and it's 190 billion degrees in Arizona. But he's back in school Monday, which means I'm going to start teaching that free class in just a couple of weeks. I don't have the date right in front of me. I was looking on my calendar and it's not up there yet, but watch your email. You'll be the first to know. I'll let you know about it here on the podcast. But if you're on my email list, you'll also be the first to know about that. And you can join me in that free class. And then you can come into Simple SEO Content with me and we can work on creating a money-making free website traffic plan for your business. And we can help you get found on Google, get free traffic, and make more money in your business. And we get to work together because you'll be there with me in the student group and asking your questions and getting help and answers on our student Q&A calls. I love getting to work with you and getting to know you and helping you grow your businesses. All right, that is it for now. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you next week where I will be celebrating that my little guy's back in school. All right, bye for now.